Hi everyone. In this video, we'll teach you how to configure the work request portal for your guest users. Now, the first thing I want to do is make sure my guests can actually use the work request portal for the right site. So I'll navigate over to Settings and into my guest user. And under Sites and User Groups, this guest is not assigned to the Nevada site, which is what I really want them to submit a request for. So I'll click Add Site. I will add the Nevada site, assign them to the guest user group, click OK, and there you have it. The guest will now be able to submit a work request into the Nevada site. Now next I'll go over to the CMMS Settings tab and into the Guest Portal tab. This is where all the configuration for the work request portal sits. Now the first thing you'll be able to do is to choose when the guest can see the portal. Are they able to see the portal at the tenant level, which means that they can submit a work request into all of their sites? Or are they able to see it at the site level? So these links that we've generated will allow your guests to only submit a work request into, say, the Nevada site, the Ohio site, or the New York site. Now, if you've had generated these links in the past for the old work request form, don't worry, they remain the same and they will be rerouted to the right work request portal. Of course, you also have the ability to disable the guest portal as well. This just means that the work request portal will not exist on your system and guests will not be able to submit a work request. Let's enable the guest portal at the tenant level. Now for sign-in requirements, we recommend that you require the guest email address. This is particularly helpful because it will allow guests to receive notifications for when something changes in the work request status. We also recommend that you allow your guests to use the QR or barcode scanner. You can enable or disable by checking this box. This will allow guests who are submitting requests through their phone or a tablet to just quickly scan one of those asset codes that you've generated to be able to identify the asset that they're submitting a work request for. Now, under List View, you're able to determine what types of work requests guests can see when they log into the portal. Now, if you remember, the guest has the ability to view either all submitted requests by anyone in your facility or just their work requests that they've submitted. And this is really important in allowing your guests to see if the work request that they're about to submit is actually even in the system already or not. So you can choose between three options: to show all work requests, which means all requests that everyone in your facility has submitted, only their requests, or you can hide requests so that the guest can only submit but not view. Under notifications, you can also choose to notify the guest when a work request is submitted, when it's assigned, or when it's completed. And remember, we will be notifying the guest through that email address that they've provided when they logged into the system. Now to the exciting part, which is configuring the form itself. So here you'll see that I have required that site ID and description that's mandatory for the form, but I've also added my own form fields, ones for asset, maintenance type, and problem. Now, if I decide that I don't want problem to be on that form anymore, I can easily hover over it and delete that field. Maybe I've made a mistake and I actually want to add that field back. I can click Add Field, search Problem, and then it'll add automatically to your form. You can even drag and drop these fields in order to reorder them in the form. So for example, if I want the maintenance type to come first, I can drag that up and it will come first in my form. You can also indicate when you want a field to be mandatory. So let's say every time anyone submits a work request, they have to tell me what the maintenance type is. All I have to do is check this box and that field will be mandatory. So let's save our changes and log out to see what the form looks like now that we've configured the portal. Now, if I click Submit a Maintenance Service Request into the system, I will be prompted to enter my name, my email address, and you'll see that this form is configured the way that we have set it up in settings. Thanks for watching the video and enjoy the new work request portal.